We are going to make a textured Stormy tree piece, which is atmospheric and colorful at the same time, using a glue gun and other cool techniques. So strap in tight, this one is going to be a fun ride. This original piece is available for sale on my website, abcreativeofficial.com. Now here in London we've been having a really nasty weather recently. It's been wet, it's been incredibly stormy, it's been incredibly windy, wet and cold. And this is my inspiration for today actually. I will be using this canvas today, 42 by 30, and again, strangely, maybe it's because of the last week's one, I'm going to do a landscape. I saw an amazing birch tree on the way to work. The wind was blowing and the branches were moving and the little yellow leaves were trembling. It was amazing. I'm thinking how to recreate it here. At the moment I am wondering whether to make the tree seen in full or just part of the tree. Maybe just part of the tree. I don't like sketching on the canvas because I don't like rubbing it off endlessly. I prefer doing it on the side and then transferring it. I know how you love my little glue gun. I haven't used it for quite some time. I always have seasons for different media that I like. I think I made a tree last time with glue gun. What was it? The Red Blood Moon. Oh yes. If you haven't watched it, there's a link here. If I haven't used it for a couple of days, I always like testing it. I'll start here with the smaller one. I seem to be dragging it more today. I love trees in real life and as an art subject. And more generally nature, you know that. I'm always inspired by some natural forms. I actually did two landscapes fully in using glue gun. One was the deer in winter. Really like that one. And another one I tried a landscape in Bob Ross style. I don't think many of you have seen it. It was incredible actually using glue gun as a brush. I am turning it so I'll be more comfortable with the glue application. Now I am filling the bigger branches inside. Just like that. You can also scratch the glue with the nozzle. That might create some more texture on your tree bark. Kind of wondering if you could make a portrait using glue gun. That would be interesting. If you want a smoother tree, drag your line straight away down. Now the question is, do I want it that smooth? Look, this is pretty smooth here. I don't think that will look realistic, so I am going to scratch it a little bit. I was about to try brush on the tree when I came across these. I thought, oh no, I've got some leftover paint and they're perfect. My own mixes, Wedgwood blue, black and white. Here we've got the same with a hint of Prussian blue, white, black and purple, gold, and here we've got my own mix of Naples yellow and white. Now what's in my paint? One part of paint, 2 parts of Floetrol, the British Floetrol called Overtrol, that's the one. And then 1 part of my pouring mix, which is PVA glue and water, half and half. And I want it quite runny. This is, I'm checking now if it runs off the stick nicely. Good consistency for my purpose, very runny. If the buildup is too high, I'm adding more water. Everything is in position now. To double check that there are no little hairy bits, I am going to use a hairdryer to warm them up. Make sure your temperature is not too high because you basically don't want to melt the branches as well. So it's going to go almost everywhere. So pretty. I'm going to do this. There's no need. I'm a paint control freak. I just don't like any huge puddles of paint. Now I want to blow in quite a specific way, so And you'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm loving this color, by the way. The creams, I'm kind of planning them somewhere here. We do have this that might go nicely in between. Forgot I've got this gold as well, so I might as well. Bits of gold here and there. The tree I want predominantly dark blue. Oh, is this the dark blue? Ah, okay. So maybe I made my grey too dark, but it's alright. Ready, steady, go. Let me evaluate what I'm seeing. Okay, I like this, but I don't like the flowery bits. Why don't I like the flowery bits? We are talking about Storm here. Well, I'll try to blend them a bit more because I don't like that. And if I need to, I'm going to basically use a palette knife to spread. But let's see first. Okay, that's way better. That's way better. Now I will spend a couple of minutes reapplying the sides if I need to. Paint collected. See, looks like the painting. A beautiful color for maybe a dove, a pigeon. Less than a day. It's super dry. The gold, oh my goodness. At the moment I'm going to go with the same dark blue. I don't think I want any browns, definitely not. The tree will be standing out more, and then I can decide on the leaves. See, so those branches here, they're nicely visible at the moment. So this is a little bit of a precision work, very therapeutic. Now I'm adding darker tone on those branches because obviously they are already blue. I shaded part of the tree with a darker tone as well on this side. I don't know about you, but I'm imagining is either, you know, the sun peeping through the sort of, you can see through the stormy clouds, or maybe it's lightning. Now I was pondering what kind of leaves I want to see here. Huge thank you to my amazing patrons because they came up with some very good suggestions. First of all, different types of leaves, maybe painted and then 3D higher and lower. So I tried a couple with modeling paste. Of course I will do it on the canvas, but I was just testing. Definitely I could use something like that. And also the colors suggested were gold, and some of them suggested purples as well. A mixture of colors, so I'm going to try it. Before I apply the paste, I'm thinking that it would be nice to see a little bit of implied leaves in the background, but I'm not sure how to do it. I prepared a bit of tissue, I've got a sponge, I've got a brush, and perhaps I'm going to use a dry brush in a sort of a stippling technique, maybe applying some color here and there. So you see I've got this just in the tip of the brush. Oh yeah, that's actually some marks here. I tried with the dry brush, but perhaps lines like this, you know, indicating leaves blown. When you do some research on trees in the wind, so many paintings pop up on Pinterest, of course, on some other sites, very colorful. I really like them. Something similar to this, but of course not with pouring acrylics. But unfortunately, none of them, there's not a single one with the name of the artist. Now on this part, however, I think it would be nice to have some lighter blues. Now I can use the, see, thicker paint in some places. With a smaller brush I can really create some movement here. And I'm dragging the tip of the brush up so that gives me the shape of a leaf like this. At the same time, if there are not enough branches, this is a perfect time to add some thinner ones. Very easy. So these are basically extensions of the glue gun. I think that gives us very nice finishing touches. Purple with some black first for the background. Oh yeah, that was needed. That was definitely needed, wasn't it? You know how I love splatter. I can't help. A little bit here and there. I was going to use the paste and mix it with my acrylics. However, I looked at this acrylic, Wedgwood I love, and this is so thick. I think I can safely actually apply it to the canvas and get the 3D texture. So let's try it out. Oh. I wanted to drag it more, sort of it looks more like a leaf. I'll show you another way. You can apply it backwards. So you have a pointy tip like this, and you touch it this way. You know? Maybe that's easier. Time for purple. This time I make super heavy gesso. This one with violet and a touch of black. Even a bit more thicker than the blue. Well, that's why. But you can still shape the leaves, yes. But this one is super thick. Nice color, by the way, in my opinion. And then finally, the cherry on the top. Gold. Overall, I am pleased, I think. What your thoughts are. It would be lovely if you could leave a comment. Thank you so much for all the comments, I want to say. I frequently apologize. I do read all your comments. However, because of my other job and all the responsibilities, I am a teacher. Assessments, exams, schemes of work. That's why I'm not capable of answering all of them. However, I do read them and I truly, truly, truly appreciate them. I'm inspecting what happened to the gold, because this was more runny, and honestly they are much flatter. Let me show you some close-ups. See, those are more seen, the purple ones and the blue ones. The gold ones are flatter. However, they look nice and we still got a mixture. So what I'm thinking now, just to finish it off, that was also my patron's suggestion, that I'll make different ones, some of them flatter, some of them are more raised. So that's what I'm going to do now. After long deliberation, I've decided to make them on the mat. I thought it's going to be easier. Well, I can shape them here. The more you make, the better they will look, of course. That's the usual case. So I'll leave them to dry. My mass production, I think I don't need any more. I'm going to leave them to dry. I'm going to quickly transfer the leaves here because I'm going to apply the paste and I don't want to make my mat completely sticky and dirty. This is what I am using. I've had this for quite a few years. Oh, real life opening. Yeah. I'm applying generously. Of course, if I'm putting more, the gold leaf will get stuck to the cling film as well, but that's all right. So that's what I'm using. Keep your gold leaves. And of course, I'm going to use small sections. Applying gently. Like this. Have a look how easily you remove the edges. That's it. I'm brushing it off and all I have is a golden leaf. I am positioning those little leaves first and then I'm going to glue them. I think they look better on the dark side, and here they're probably because of the light behind, they shouldn't be so shiny and so well seen. Okay, the last one, and diamond glaze to the rescue. Diamond glaze. I'm going to glue each one individually and I'm going to hold them for a couple of seconds to make sure that they stick really well. But now I'm looking at the tree and I think after all some of the branches would benefit from a touch of gold, but I don't want to apply gold leaf. I'm only touching it where the light shines. There we are. I hope you enjoyed this piece. As always, if you liked it, please consider leaving a comment or a like. And if you'd like to see more content, check out my Patreon where you can find extended versions of my tutorials. And you can also find this piece on my website, abcreativeofficial.com. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week. Bye bye.